Good morning, this is Zachary from Zachary Sweeps. I'm sweeping this stove today, this barrel stove. It's a lovely one it is, and it's from, is it My Fires or MI Fires? And I just wanted to let you know how to get into the actual pipe itself to sweep it. I'm doing it the other way around today. The reason being is because if there's some of them can be quite difficult to sweep, and if they haven't got an inspection hatch up here, and the reason being is what happens is as the fire's being used throughout the winter time, what happens is that you can get ash that drops down, and it can drop behind the baffle plate and other parts of it. There's another baffle plate just here, and it can drop behind them. So what happens is that when you of course, like once the ash drops behind the baffle plate, it's very difficult to move bits out of it. So it's been a bit of a challenge to get all the bits out of this one, but I've managed to do it. And I thought, well, I want to do a video on these so that, you know, it's nice for customers to know, you know, if they've got this type of appliance, that they know what to do. Because some of them don't have bird protection on the top. And other times, you know, it's always nice to know if you're burning, you know, especially fires in the middle of your house. It's always nice to know, you know, how they work. And also, as I said, if you get a bird coming down and you want to get it out, I do bird call outs. I work for bird sanctuaries and stuff like that. Give me a shout. I've saved everything from little birds to owls and stuff like that. I've even made the news, the local papers, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there is. So I just thought, but this way, the way I'm going to be doing it is going to be doing it backwards. This one, you can power sweep these, or you can do the old traditional way. Being a traditional chimney sweep of 24 years, as you can see, there's an inspection a bit up there where the brush goes straight up into there, which goes up into there, and then basically it goes up through that pipe, and then all the way up, and then round that bend, and then all the way up, and then up to the top, and it's going into an actual chimney. So I've had a look. Goes straight into a chimney, which is into a liner that goes straight up into the old. I think these are like 50s properties, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, I don't want to show you for privacy purposes, but yeah, it goes into a liner and then up to the top. So, basically what I want to do is just show you how to fit everything back into position. See, with these, they have, hang on a second, I'm just going to put you on pause for a second so I can get myself sorted a bit better. Yeah, you can take the spring off the door and then it'll stay open. As you can see, these ones, they have the first baffle plate is made of metal, and there it is just down there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back up onto there. So basically I'm going to put that, and it's very self-explanatory. These holes go into them bits that are sticking out, and then you've got some pins there that you put through the holes. So I'm just going to do that right now. The other thing I was going to say, it's always great as well. You always know when it's all clear. Listen. Hear that plane going past. It's always a good time. I always like, I know it's dark at the moment, but I always like, if someone says to me, oh, we think we've got a bird's nest. The first thing I do is I listen into the fireplace. And if I can hear the outside, then 99% of the time there isn't a bird's nest. Unless they're very small birds. Now I'm going to put that baffle plate back in. Right, that's it. That's in position now. Basically, as you can see, the first baffle plate is in position. You put them, I can't even remember the name of them now. My mind's gone completely back. But basically you stick them in there, and they hold it in position. They go in at a certain angle. There's only one way of them going in there. So, oh God, I've really forgotten the name of them now. No doubt I'm going to get reminded. But like, yeah, basically you do that. And I will say that they will go after a while. So it's always an idea to get hold of a few spares. Because if you can imagine, if you're closing them down to actually pull them out and then opening them up to once you push them back in, they only go in a certain way as well. So it's very self-explanatory. As with the baffle plate, it's very self-explanatory the way it goes. As you can see down here at the moment, I've made a little contraption up here just to hold this fire brick up here because of my next bit that I'm going to be doing. And the reason why I've done this is because these, I'll just shut this door for a second. I mean, I'm not a big fan of them, but they do the job and they're very good. But these, they're like patio slabs. That's the only way I can describe the material that they're made of. And they're very brittle. So if they're very unforgiving, you can tap them a little bit and they will crack. But like as this customer has already experienced at the back here, as you can see, let's see if we can just zoom in on that one so we can. I don't know if there's a way of actually seeing, but there is a couple of cracks already on this one. I don't know if you can see them or not. But there's a couple of cracks just here, just here and here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see them. It's a bit difficult because I'm trying to do it at an angle where you'd be able to see them. But if you zoomed in, you'd be able to see them. But there's a couple of cracks appearing there, and they're fine. There's no issues with it at all. It's normal. They will crack. It's just basically, if you can imagine that, as I said, they're chromatic. I can't even get my words out this morning. But basically, if you can imagine like what they're made of, and they're straight onto metal, and you're throwing your logs into your wood burner, they're just bashing and they're going to crack. And as long as they fit back together like this, you wouldn't even notice it probably if I hadn't pointed it out. But I always point it out to the customer because obviously one day they will notice. And that's why I've set up a little like support on that side because I can put the other bits in now. This was above the old but first baffle plate, and it made it really difficult to get everything out. So it was kind of like, so that's why I'm doing it backwards instead of doing it the way I would do it normally. So like I wanted to clean it out, get everything out, because I didn't think you'd appreciate me cussing and swearing and sweating and like, you know, like all sorts of things. But yeah, so that's the next bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put that bit in there, that bit in there, and that bit in there. Basically that bit goes in first, then that bit goes in next, which is another baffle plate, and then that bit goes in there. So this has got like a piece on it, as you can see, a ledge on there, just like this one's got one on either side of this one as well. If you can see that, let me just bring it over here. In fact, I'll turn it around. See that's got a ledge on it on either side there, because that sits on top of there, and then that way that will stay in position. So that's the next part. Right, just thought I'd show you that the other bits are in position. Just got to move that along a little bit like that, so it's all flush. It means that it needs to probably go in at the bottom a bit more. And then that's it. That's that part all in. So basically, how it works is this bit goes in. This bit doesn't go in first. When you've got this side on, you put this bit in first, then that bit, then that bit. And you can push this baffle plate up. As I said, it's very self-explanatory. As I pointed out, it's got like places where it can only go into one position. So and there you have it. That's it. It's all sorted out now. So basically, it's just a matter of putting the other bits in, which I'm going to do now. There you go. They're in now. To be fair, I thought they were going to be BS's. But they weren't. They went in probably the easiest part of the job, to be fair. So like the great thing about these bricks sitting up here like that, nice and sits on a ledge, a nice big thick ledge. And if you're a bit concerned about it, or if it's sitting up there, you can just literally put your hand up here where I have, and then you can feel how much it's on the ledge, and you can do that on either side. But and don't forget, it's got a ledge on this bit here as well. So basically that's it. That's all the inside done. Then you shut the door, and then it's ready for the customer. The customer was telling me, oh look, I can't see anything now because the sun is shining, which is amazing because I love Google. Not that I say too much, but what happened? You said it was going to be raining today. So basically with this one, the customer was telling me that when it's raining and I'm not using it, it's downdrafting. It's making a horrible pungent smell in the room. And I said basically what it is because it's stainless steel, that the actual chimney pipe itself, it will blow cold air down. So you can either get them little like wood chippings from B&Q or Juicens or any hardware store, just light a couple of them in the fire, and or a bit of newspaper, wrap it, you know, squeeze it up into a couple of balls like that, stick it in there, then it'll dry the chimney out and it'll get rid of the smell. Or you can open the vents up if you've got the heating on in the room. Once the warm air goes into the actual wood burner itself, then it'll be all fine and the smell will go. But unfortunately, it's one of them things. It could have been fitted a little bit higher, this one, which might have made a difference. If the problem keeps carrying on, there is an aspiromatic that you can get for them, or an anti-downdraft cowl. But sometimes it's only every now and then. If it's every now and then, it's just not worth the expense of fitting one. But this one is all done now for the customer, and it's all ready for them to use. So I've done it backwards, as I said, because there was so much ash behind everything. It was so difficult to get it out. I mean, I've literally been here, what is the time? I have been here an hour and 15 minutes to sweep one chimney. It's amazing. So like, because I've been doing it 24 years, so the quickest I've ever done one is like 20 minutes. Like, but I think I'm up there in the top 5 of definitely the longest serving chimney sweep in my local area. I don't think anybody else has been sweeping them in my local area as long as I have. There's other companies around that have been sweeping them longer, but they're not in my local area, so they're irrelevant. But yeah, you know, like in London and other places at Southampton or whatever. I think there's a guy in Lewis or Helsham. But anyway, I'm waffling now. But yeah, that's it. That's how to do it. Hopefully that gives you a great bit of information. And remember, I've done it backwards. I would have done it the other way, but you wouldn't have appreciated my language. Anyway, have a fantastic day from Zachary Sweeps, and yeah, take care and enjoy your fires. Hopefully not so much now because the weather has changed now.